TEP production. Giving out instruction.
Peace. This is the enemy's public. I am Bro.Nasir. Let me get this right. Donald Trump just sent armed forces to Venezuela, bombed Venezuela, kidnapped the president and his wife. All illegal, under the pretense of a lie that he's a narco-terrorist who's selling drugs and he's an illegitimate leader in Venezuela. Brought the president, Maduro, and his wife to New York to be indicted on some false charges. First, didn't get any approval from the Congress and the Senate to do this, but he did it anyway, like everything else that he does. First, he bombed boats, killing people under the pretense of unsubstantiated so-called crimes that these people supposedly have done. And now, today, Maduro and his wife, they're being indicted for being narco-terrorists. When a few months ago, a narco-terrorist, the former president of Honduras, who was convicted of selling, smuggling over 400 tons of cocaine, narcotics, 400 tons of narcotics into the United States. He was convicted and he was supposed to spend a lot of time in prison. Donald Trump pardoned him, a convicted drug dealer, but he's going to lock up someone, something that he feels the right to do. And I said it months ago that Donald Trump would go after the leader of Venezuela, trump up charges against him, and then have him indicted. It's not about narcotics. It's not about terrorism. They decided to put those two words together because the man is not selling drugs. He's not a part of a cartel, and he's not a terrorist. He killed no one. You know how many people Donald Trump killed his first year in his second term of as president of the United States? How many countries he's bombed? So will the real terrorists please stand up? Donald Trump is the terrorist. Foreign and domestic. The things he's doing inside of this country is terrorism also. And he pardoned the former president of Honduras, who's a convicted drug smuggler, who's supposed to be doing time in prison. The sentence he got more than likely would have been a life sentence. So I'm going to say he was sentenced to life in prison based on the time that he received. But he was pardoned by Donald Trump. And again, it wasn't about narcotics. It wasn't about terrorism. It's the narrative that they're using to this very moment today, January 5th, 2026. It's about the oil reserves. I said it months ago that they're going to go after the oil in Venezuela. I said it months ago because I heard people talking about Venezuela when I first heard them speak about Venezuela and Maduro. My mind started spinning, and I started thinking about how Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world, and whoever gets that control the oil supply of the world. And when I know how evil people are, it doesn't negate the evil actions that they would do. I don't put anything past evil people and what they would do. Yet, Donald Trump sent troops over, bombed the country after bombing boats in international waters, and then used the propaganda machine, the typical play that they use whenever they want something from a nation or a people. It's typical of them. They use the same exact um, playbook. Either they'll call you a terrorist, they'll call you a drug smuggler, and now they're saying what they use today is that your elections wasn't legit, as if that's their business anyway. If it's this, let's say that the election was 100% illegitimate. It's not the United States business that is illegitimate. It's the people of that nation's business. The United States trying to be the world police, and they in the United States have no moral credibility. As far as I'm concerned, have absolutely no moral credibility to call themselves being the world police. So what they use today, you know, they still say it's an illegitimate country on top of narco-terrorism. Now, there's not an international criteria to this very date of what a terrorist is. No international criteria, no international law in writing of what a terrorist is. Why? Because they want to point their fingers and call anyone who they want to call a terrorist while being the terrorists themselves. The United States can bomb a nation for absolutely nothing into oblivion, calling them terrorists. This person haven't committed one act of violence, but the United States can point to them and call them a terrorist. And the stupid people, in particular in the United States, will roll with it, and they will repeat stupidity. It was stupid the first time it was said. What makes you think it would sound better if you repeat something stupid? Sometimes it sounds even dumber when someone repeats something that someone said that was dumb. And some of our people, to me, is shameful because we're starting to sound just like them, these wicked ass people, Caucasians in power in particular. Caucasians in power, Caucasian with perceived power. We start to sound just like them, or dumbass Caucasian patriots. We're starting to sound just like them. Well, you're starting to sound just like them. Again, I would stand alone on my stance. I don't rock with these wicked ass people who go around the world seeking what they can devour. I don't rock with that. Never will. And I would stand alone with, and I'll stand alone strong amongst 9 million people with my stance. I don't rock with that. Until next time, this is your brother Nasir, the enemy's public. Peace.